All right, the last problem is problem number 19. This is the Pyramid of Egypt problem. So the angles of the pyramid are 52 degrees. The base of the pyramid is 230. And what they want to know is what is the slant height and the original height. So the height is from the base to the peak. Right? That's easy. Slant height is what we call the hypotenuse. Okay? So just this hypotenuse. Okay? So if we take our SOHCAHTOA, right? Ka and Toa. And I like to write it like that. So I can get the relationship. SOHCAHTOA, right? And now the relationship says, hey, the sine of the angle. And I'm like, hey, what angle, right? So I'm like, okay, well, they're giving us an angle, right? 52 degrees. So the sine is opposite, right? Over hypotenuse. I don't have either of those. I can get this one, though, don't you think? How long is this? Yeah, 115. It's actually a perpendicular bisector, right? This is a perpendicular bisector that we should know from geometry, right? If it's perpendicular, it bisects this in half, right? Because this is 52 and this is 52. These, they share, so we have an angle, we have a side, right? So, and we have another angle, right? So we have angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side in geometry tells us that these are congruent, which means that this has to be congruent to this, which makes this 115 and this 115. Okay? So once we know that, we have a lot. Okay? Because we know what side, but we have to know what side is this with respect to the angle. So we talked about earlier, I forget what colors I used, but I think I used O or red for O. Is that right? Okay, and that's opposite. And I think I used green for H, right? So that's the hypotenuse. So the one thing I need is the purple, which thank goodness I used right here so it wouldn't be too confusing. For this side right here is 115. Since I have this side, I have the adjacent, right? I have the adjacent side. I'm going to use one of these that has adjacent. I don't care which one, but I need to use one of them. So I'm either going to use Ka or I'm going to use Toa. Okay? It doesn't matter which one. Right? So which one do you want to use? Cosine or Ka? Okay. So that means if I'm going to use Ka, I'm finding the hypotenuse or the slant height. Right? So Ka is the cosine, right, of 52 degrees of theta is equal to the adjacent, right? The adjacent side, which we found to be what? 115. Okay? Over H, right? Over H. Okay? Alright. Now I got to solve for H. A few ways you can do this. Some people like to multiply both sides by H and then divide by cosine. That works, right? In other words, So they get H is equal to 115 over cosine of 52. Okay? Another way is you could just flip it and multiply. Yeah.
Would you get the same answer if you did it the way you were saying the first time, if you divided by 8?
If I divide it by
Whatever number you said, I think it was 8. You said
8?
divide by 8 on both sides. H. Oh,
H. H. So this is multiplying by H on both sides. So let me show all those steps because maybe I'm confusing you. Okay? So we multiply by H. This cancels out, so I get H cosine.
If you do it the other way, you said if you flip it.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay. So if I do this, cosine 52 degrees equals 115 over H. Yeah, you get the same either way. So this one is now divided by cosine 52 divided by cosine 52. And I get H is equal to 115 divided by cosine 52. In this case, I flip it. So this is over 1, right? So I just flip 1 over cosine 52 is equal to H over 115, right? And then I multiply by 115. Still 115 over cosine 52. Two ways of getting to the same thing. Then I just have to plug that into my calculator. Okay? That's how much that is. Okay? That's my height. Right? So that's my height, and I can plug that in my calculator, but right now I want to move on before we run. Are we almost out of time? Why did Tyler leave?
You have 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. So the next spot, right, or I guess we got 10 minutes, we got time. You have a calculator up here.
No, they were taking.
So the way we would set that up is pretty simple. 115 divided by, is that on there? Cosine 52 equals. Now hopefully I have it in degrees. Yep, it's in degrees. Because if it wasn't, that'd be bad. Not the right answer, right? So this is equal to 186.8 or 790. Okay? So the height, or I should say the hypotenuse H is the slant height, right? So this would be the slant height. That we call the hypotenuse. Is 186.8. To find the height, right, is really the opposite side. So I need tangent. I need to use tangent. So tangent of 52 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent, right? TOA. Opposite, in this case, is O. We don't know what it is. O. Over adjacent, which is...
Or are you doing it another way?
No, I'm finding this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So to find that one, I'm going to use the tangent, right? Because I want to use O and A. Because I already have A. I know I have A, right? A is 115, right? But now I've got to find O. I found the H, which in our case is the slant height. It's a little confusing because H we think of as hypotenuse, and we also think of H as being the height. So a little confusing here, right? But we're going to find O, and that's at O. When we say O here, we don't mean 0, we mean opposite, OPP, right? Okay. And then, so we're saying, what do we do to solve for the opposite?
The opposite.
Always the opposite, right? So multiply in this case. This one's pretty easy. We're just multiplying by 115. Right? These cancel. And that's it. That's the answer. And so I take my trusty dusty calculator out. Clear it and go 115 or 115 times tangent 52 equals, so I get 147.19, which would be 0.2. Seems about right. This should be smaller than that, right? This is the height, this is the slant height. This hypotenuse, this should be the longest. This is 115, that should be the shortest. Well, not necessarily. We think it should be, because we think, well, this is 52, this is 90, this has to be less than 52, right? If this is less than 50, what is this, by the way? Come on, help me out. If this is 52 and this is 90, use your geometry. What's this? 28? Is that what it is? 60 plus 2 is 70, 80? No, one more. 60 plus 3. So 38. Because we want to get to 90, right? We want to get to 90. So this should be 38 degrees, right? So then, this is smaller than this, right? So this side should be smaller than this side. The side opposite the smaller angle should be smaller than the side of the bigger angle. Does that make sense? And the biggest angle should have the biggest side. Does that make sense? 90, big side, right? And then 52, medium, and 38, small. So 115 is small, 147 is medium, and 186, you got me?
Yeah.
Feel me? Alright? And that's kind of how you can double check yourself, Because it should all make sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. There you go.